Yo, what up, people? Welcome back. So, today I want to talk about something that has brought so much confusion to so many people, including myself. That is how many reps and how many sets. We're going to tackle that. We're going to square it away once and for all. Stay tuned. All right, guys, let's get down to business and clear this thing up once and for all. So, one of the biggest topics of debate, confusion, and torture is how many reps and how many sets to do for each exercise during a workout, in a program, and all of that. I know personally, I was so hung up on this when I first started. I didn't know what to do. I got paralysis by analysis, and sometimes I would completely miss workouts just because I didn't know what to do as far as sets and reps go. But today we're going to put an end to that. So I'm sure you guys have all seen somewhere, somehow, the typical rep setup. 1 to 5 reps being your strength, 8 to 12 being your hypertrophy, and then 13 plus being endurance. And then you've seen some crazy random selection of sets, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 1,000, right? Now, while there is some truth to those brackets, that 1 to 5, 8 to 12, 13 plus, it's not that clean cut. It's a gradient scale. There's a lot of gray in there, man. Yes, lower reps will focus more on strength work, and higher reps, 15, 20 plus, will focus more on endurance. Let's talk about that hypertrophy zone real quick. So the body doesn't really understand training for hypertrophy. The body is either training for strength or it's training for endurance. It's going to adapt to one of those two things, and any hypertrophy that happens in between there, that's just a byproduct. All right, so I'm sure you see my super cool creation right here. I don't have a cool name for it yet, but I think it's pretty all-inclusive of what we need to learn today. So let me explain this to you. Right here we have our reps. We have 1 to 20 plus reps. Down here we have our sets. We got 10 to 1. Here we have our intensity and our volume. And then up here we have the hypertrophy. All right, so let's start from the top and work down. You see the hypertrophy curve is just that, a curve. You're gonna get hypertrophy anywhere in these rep ranges, but you will get a peak hypertrophy response in those mid ranges. We're talking kind of the 5 to 15-ish type of rep range. And then you'll see it tapers off here on either extreme. All right, next up is intensity and volume. So intensity and volume have an inverse relationship. That means when one goes up, the other must go down, and vice versa. So when we have high intensity, we have lower volume, and when we have higher volume, we have lower intensity. This is because the way your body adapts to training based on the central nervous system, metabolic stress in the muscle tissue, and things of that nature. You cannot have high intensity, working 90+% of your absolute maximum capacity, and then have super high volume. You will fry your central nervous system, you will be sore, and you won't be able to train for days on end. So you always want to try to balance these two. So just as you can see, those lower rep ranges will be higher intensity, and you need less volume of them. The higher rep ranges will be lower intensity, and you can get away with more volume. All right, so let's move on to the bottom. We got sets. Now I chose 10 to 1. You can do how many ever sets you want, but really 10 is going to be about the top of the mountain until you start to get some really diminishing returns and your workout becomes crazy long and boring and you lose your mind. Now I'm going to say that 3 to 6 sets will cover the majority of the people, majority of the time, for the majority of their goals. I'm not saying you can't do 8 sets or 10 sets or even 2 or 1 set. I just think that sweet spot is 3 to 6, whether you're going for hypertrophy or strength. Rep wise, I think 5 to 15 reps is going to be that sweet spot for the majority of people, majority of the time, and the majority of the goals, whether you're going for strength or hypertrophy. So let's take a step back though, and let's look at the big picture. The big picture would be overall volume on your training, whether you're going for strength or hypertrophy. Like I said, strength, you don't need as much overall volume because it's a lot more taxing on the nervous system. Whereas when you train for hypertrophy, yeah, you do need a bit more volume to elicit that stimulus. So with your strength training, you want to have a rep range per workout of about 25 to 50 total reps per muscle group. That's per your pushing muscles, per your pulling muscles, per your leg muscles, even per your core muscles for the most part. For hypertrophy, you're going to crank that total volume up a bit and go for a total of about 40 to 80 plus reps per workout per muscle group. All right, so say you're training for strength, you want to hit that 25 to 50 total rep range in your workout. So say you got two push-in movements, right? You got a horizontal and you got a vertical. Say you're doing push-ups and dips. So let's say your push-ups, you're going to be doing about 3 sets of 5 because you're working strength. And let's say your dips is 3 sets of 5. So each movement is going to have 15 total reps. That's going to add up to 30 total reps for your pushing muscles during that workout. Now you'll notice that those 30 total reps will fall within that 25 to 50 total reps for your strength work, but it'll fall just short of your 40 to 80 or so reps for hypertrophy. So if you wanted to elicit more of a hypertrophy response, you could add another set or two if you're not able to do more reps. Or if you're able to do more reps, well, crank out a few more. All right, so let's take that same workout, but let's say the goal is hypertrophy. Now you could do your push-ups, 3 sets of 10. You could do your dips, 3 sets of 10. That would give you 60 total reps for your pushing muscles in that workout. And that will create more of a hypertrophy stimulus than that lower rep range, but you will be missing out on a bit of strength. All right, so let's say you're working a tough push-up variation and you can only bang out 5 reps max. So then what you could do is do about 3 reps for about 5 sets, maybe 6 sets, to get that 15 to 18 total reps overall for that movement. And then pair that up with your other push-up movement, bang, you've done some strength work, you've hit the volume that you want. All right, guys, man, that's it. That's it. Here's the summary. 3 to 6 sets will take care of most people most of the time for most goals. 5 to 15 reps will take care of most people most of the time for most goals. Hypertrophy has a response all throughout reps. Yes, it does have a higher response in those mid-rep ranges. Intensity and volume have an inverse relationship. Higher intensity, lower volume, higher volume, lower intensity. Then sets and reps have an inverse relationship. The lower the reps you're able to accomplish, the more sets you need to reach your volume goal. And then the higher reps you're doing, you just don't need as many sets to hit that volume goal. Simple as that, guys. Now here's one last concept to think about, and that is frequency based on your goals. If you are strength training, you want to approach that strength like it is practice, and you want to do it as many times during the week as you can, 3 to 4, maybe even 5 times, depending on how your setup is per week. That way you can practice your strength frequently throughout the week and get better at it. Now, if your goal is hypertrophy, you don't need quite as much frequency, maybe 2 to 3 tops, but you're going to have more muscle specific damage per workout based on higher volume. Therefore, you're going to need a little bit more recovery time. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. I hope that clears some things up for you. I'll be posting this in a little bit fancier fashion. I'm going to make a nice little diagram with technology and all that. And I'm going to post that on my social media, Instagram, Super C Coon, Facebook, Super C Coon. So go check that out. Follow me on those two. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. It helps me be seen. And to be honest, it really motivates me. All right, until next time, I appreciate you guys. Peace out.